Overall rating: the Rolls-Royce Phantom is firmly in the luxury car class, but it almost seems unfair to compare it to anything else. In terms of sheer size, presence and outright luxuriousness, only the likes of Bentley and Mercedes S-Class Maybach models come close. Even so, range-topping versions of Odyssey 8, Jaguars XJ and the Range Rover need to be considered as possible rivals. Part of that one-of-a-kind image is the unbelievable amount of choice that comes with buying a Phantom. Okay, so Turi's only one engine and gearbox choice, but arguably it's all you'll ever need, a smooth but very powerful 6.8-liter V12 petrol engine mated to an 8-speed automatic box. Then there are two body styles: a standard wheelbase model, or if this simply huge car isn't big enough, a long wheelbase version, with enough rear legroom to stretch out in. Beyond that, although there is a brochure full of colors, upholsteries and options to choose from, if Turi's enough money in your bank account, Rolls-Royce will pretty much add to, remove from or adapt the Phantom in any way you like. Hand-built at Goodwood, England, the Rolls-Royce Phantom is BMW's take on what the quintessential British luxury car should be. Driving supremely powerful and hushed, with a cosseting ride quality. The Phantom weighs a mighty 2.5 tons. However, its aluminium space frame saves around 300 kilograms compared to that of a more conventional steel structure. The Rolls is powered by a BMW-sourced 6.8-liter V12 engine, paired with an 8-speed gearbox, and has more than enough performance. Given its size, the Phantom is surprisingly wieldy, although it pays to be neat with its responsive and accurate steering and to adopt a steady-in, fast-out approach to bends. It's possible to add a dynamic package, which gives you stiffer suspension, weightier steering and upgraded brakes, but it hardly seems worth it in a car like this. That just isn't the point. Some bumps cause the steering wheel to quiver in your hands, but, overall, the ride is sumptuously comfortable. Despite that huge body being hauled over poor UK road surfaces, it stays nicely controlled most of the time. Neither undulating roads nor continuously broken surfaces have a detrimental effect. You expect a Rolls-Royce to sound like a library on wheels, and for the most part the Phantom is appropriately silent. There's virtually no road noise and the mechanical components work smoothly and silently. However, with the other sources of noise so well suppressed, you can hear a bit of wind flutter. On the road, the Rolls does what it's supposed to very well, but a Mercedes S-Class rides as well and handles slightly better, although much of that is to do with its considerably lower curb weight. A Jaguar XJ is better to drive again, but neither it, the Audi A8, the Range Rover or more expensive rivals from Bentley manage to ride quite as nicely at the same time. Interior layout, fine craftsmanship and proven technology, albeit from ordinary BMWs. The Phantom's classy surroundings are not at the expense of sound ergonomics. The driver sits at Land Rover Discovery level with masses of head and legroom, although rearward visibility is poor to ensure rear passengers get the required degree of privacy. The car was styled in England but engineered in Germany by parent company BMW, so you get the best of both worlds. The cabin materials and aroma are pure Rolls, but fit and finish are on an altogether higher level than in days gone by. Assembly standards are superb. The Phantom's BMW-derived iDrive system includes front, rear and top view cameras and an 8.8 and 3D navigation display. It works just like it does in a 1 Series, which might irk some owners, but that's no bad thing really. The screen is bright and crisp, the menus are clearly laid out and learning how everything works takes no time at all using the central rotary controller. Space practicality. All the room your passengers will need, but boot space is limited. The Phantom has rear-hinged rear doors, to make it easier to get in and out. They open wide, giving superb access to the rear seats and, once inside, two adults have an enormous amount of space to stretch out. You have the choice of a lounge bench that accommodates 3, a lounge bench with more occasional middle seats or individual rear seats strictly for 2. For those who need even more room, Turi's a long wheelbase EWB version, and if you find knee room is tight in that, you should probably be in the Guinness Book of Records if you aren't already. After a stressful day at Harrods you might find the boot a little small given the overall size of the car. It's 460 liters, which is good for a family car, but looks small next to that of an S-Class or Range Rover. Still, at least it's a nice square shape, perfect for designer shopping bags, so you can make the most of the space. Again, if you spend enough with Rolls-Royce, they can probably fix this issue, but as standard the rear seats can't be adjusted or folded down to open up the boot. That said, the thought of lugging garden waste down to the tip in a £300,000 car seems a little comical. Cost verdict. Out-of-this-world costs are unlikely to trouble owners. You don't enter Rolls-Royce ownership under any illusion, so the enormous purchase price is to be expected. So are the insane running costs, but again, anyone who can shell out this kind of money for a car won't really care. You might need to build yourself a new garage, too, because the car is absolutely enormous. The Phantom is very well equipped, but it's been around for a good few years, so lacks some of the latest technology such as a head-up display and automatic parallel parking. Rolls-Royce's bespoke program allows plenty of scope for customization, however. You can have pretty much anything you want, for a price. Inside, it's possible to add a huge range of extras, including TV screens, fridges, glass holders and reversible floor mats, but again, the list is really only limited by your imagination if you have enough money. As you'd expect, the Phantom comes with a host of airbags and electronic driver aids to help you avoid bashing your pride and joy. However, it does miss out on some of the latest safety aids, such as lane keeping assist and blind spot monitoring. Ultimately, you'll save a shed load of cash by buying an S-Class, Range Rover, A8 or XJ, but it isn't really the same if you're looking for the ultimate luxury car. These cars use less fuel and cost less to tax, but they're still built on production lines by robots, not painstakingly crafted by hand. Every bit the car that a flagship Rolls-Royce should be. Sensational to drive or to be in, and built to exacting standards.